The Charterhouse at its height. We are now standing in front of an illustration that helps us imagine what this place looked like almost 700 years ago. Today, Karthaus is a peaceful village. But during the Middle Ages, this entire area was a large and carefully planned monastery. The drawing shows the Charterhouse of Allerengelberg at the height of its prosperity. Let's take a closer look. Two worlds within one monastery. One of the first things you will notice is that the monastery was divided into two clearly separated areas. At the front was the working section. Here lived the prior, the novices, the lay brothers and the people responsible for the daily administration of the monastery. This was where food was prepared, supplies were organized and visitors were received. Behind this area lay the eremitic section, the true heart of the Charterhouse. This part was reserved exclusively for the choir monks, whose lives were devoted almost entirely to silence, prayer and contemplation. The cloister. Around the central courtyard ran the cloister, a covered walkway connecting all the monks' cells with the monastery church. The monks walked these corridors several times each day, mostly on their way to prayer. Even here, silence was observed. If two monks happened to meet, they simply greeted one another with the words, "Memento mori," remember that you must die. It was not meant to be gloomy, but rather a reminder that earthly life is temporary and that every day should be lived with purpose. The monks' cells. Around the cloister stood the individual cells. Unlike many monasteries, where monks shared dormitories, each Carthusian monk lived alone. Each cell measured approximately 7 by 7 meters and consisted of several small rooms. There was a place for prayer, a desk for reading and writing, a table for meals, a sleeping area and direct access to a private garden. The cells had no upper floor and no cellar. For the monks, these modest houses were both home and place of worship. Many spent decades living almost entirely within these walls. A life ordered by time. Life followed the same rhythm every day. The monks rose during the night for prayer, studied religious texts, copied manuscripts by hand, tended their gardens and returned repeatedly to prayer. There was little conversation, few possessions and almost no contact with the outside world. For the Carthusians, this simplicity was not a hardship, it was their path to inner peace and spiritual freedom. Did you know? At its peak, the Charterhouse of Allerengelberg existed for around 450 years and was led by 69 priors. Despite political changes, wars and shifting rulers, daily life inside the monastery remained remarkably consistent for centuries. Everything changed in the late 18th century. A new emperor came to power, and he believed that monasteries devoted solely to prayer no longer served society. His decision would bring nearly 450 years of monastic life in Karthaus to an abrupt end. Let's continue to discover what happened next.